Hello, my name is Trevor Lowe, and I'd like to present to you with an overview or a preview of the Amway business plan. It's a business plan that has been misjudged by quite a few people who often have the impression that it's very small scale business, but the potential is really truly enormous. And understanding the business plan is really critical if you're going to get the best benefit out of taking a look at this opportunity. Now, just a little bit on my background. I was working at a job some years ago that I guess a lot of you probably felt the same about, and that was I didn't like the job. I didn't like what I was doing, and even though I was being paid fairly well, I needed to look for something else. And so when a very good friend of mine approached me and showed me the Amway business plan, I thought, number one is I had nothing to lose. I might just have everything to gain. And indeed, I have gained a great deal from the Amway business plan. So we hope you'll take a look at this. As I said, it's just a preview because there's quite a lot actually to get into. And the person that has invited you to take a look at this probably has with them some materials that they're going to lend you or give you so that you can study it further. And in particular, I'd like you to meet further with them so that you can discuss details. I'm not really going to cover too much in detail here. I just want you to try to get the principle. Now, the starting point of the principle is that this is your own business. You wouldn't be working for anybody else. There are no targets, there are no territories. You do your own thing. But you don't do your own thing on your own because there are plenty of people around who can help you. And so we're going to show you how that help materializes. But first of all, let's see how this business plan could work for you. There are plenty of you out there who are, like me, working at jobs that you don't particularly enjoy, but there are also lots of people who would like to generate some just additional income. And that's fine too, and the Amway business plan can do that for you. But we're going to look primarily at the potential for you to operate an Amway business as a full-time venture and reap the tremendous benefits that would come from that. I'd like you to imagine, if you will, for a minute, what it would be like, you know, if you had the freedom to decide when you were going to work, what you were going to work at, and if you had the income to enjoy that freedom. Well, this business does have that potential. You have to work at it, sure, but it does have that potential. And it's this particular aspect that we'd like you to get to grips with, and not to consider the Amway business as just being about products. Products are very important, as we're going to see in just a moment. But in addition, there is the tremendous potential that comes from you building a team, from you building a network. Now, some of you are thinking, well, who is Amway? Well, we're backed by a company that's been around a lot of years. We're more than 50 years old. This is a tried and tested business plan and company. It's not a here today, gone tomorrow company. Amway is based in the USA in Ada, Michigan, and was founded by two guys by the name of Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel. And that business today turns over in excess of 11 billion US dollars. And operates in many different countries around the world. And that's an interesting point for you because this opportunity is not just for the UK and Ireland. This opportunity is globally based. You can build an international business. Now, Amway are the producers of a very wide range of products that are, of course, the backbone of our business. Typically, they are products that everybody would use every day and they would use up and come back for more. So it's repeat business type business. The objective for us is not to go out there like other companies knocking on doors. We need some customers, sure, but the business is built big by you building a network or a team of like-minded people, which we're going to come to in just a while. These products are world famous, and there are just too many for me to get into right now, but just let me highlight the fact that one of our ranges is known by the trade name Neutralite. Neutralite is the world's #1 selling vitamin and mineral supplement. And that will be part of your business. It is very big business for us and is particularly important because Neutralite is also unique, containing a plant-based concentrate that is made from plants grown on our own organic farms. Nobody else in the world does that. This is a unique product, and as a biochemist, that was particularly important to me when I saw the business plan. Even better news is that every one of our products comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. So you can have absolute faith in offering your customers, if they don't like the product for any reason, they can return it and receive a full refund. And now we come to the really important part. How can you earn money in this business? Well, as I've already indicated, if you're looking for a business that's going to produce you ongoing income, sustainable income, and freedom from doing a 9-to-5 job, then you need to be aiming to become a business leader. But before you can become a business leader, you've got to build your business and become a business builder. And even before that, you need to start as a retail consultant. So your starting point is that you develop a small base of customers who you provide products to and you provide a service to. And that will produce you some income, typically around about the £100 per month. The next step is to start to build a team, to start to build a network. And by introducing other people and training and motivating other people, you can start to build a team whose volume counts towards your total turnover and therefore your total income as well. The next step is to become a business leader. This is where you now have business builders within your team, and now the thing is really starting to grow big. And it's at this sort of level, the level of a business leader, where you can be looking at income of around £5,000 per month or even more. So this is what we are aiming to do. Your starting point is to become a retail consultant or a retailer in this business. And once you have registered with Amway, you can buy products from the company which you can then resell to your customer base. And in the process of doing that, you can make yourself a retail margin, which is typically 25%. So in this example that you're looking at now, we're suggesting that with 5 customers and £300 worth of sales, your retail profit would be £60. That's the first step in the process. The next stage in the process is for you to become a business builder. And you become a business builder by not only developing and servicing some retail customers, but by introducing other people who, like you, would like to start their own Amway business. And you can now benefit from the fact that there is another form of income over and above the retail profit margin. And this second form of income is known as performance bonus, and is regulated by the schedule that you see on the right-hand side of the screen. And what happens here is that you will receive additional percentage payments based upon the total volume that the group produces each month. We use a system called PV, or points value. This is a globally accepted way of measuring volume, of measuring, if you like, turnover. And according to the amount of turnover that you have in your group, then you will command various PV bonuses, which, as you can see, go from 6% up to 21%. So in this example, where you've got some people in your business who have become retailers like you were, and you have a volume totally in the group of 600 PV, which, for your information, is approximately £1,200 worth of sales, your total income would be £105 in that particular month. So you now have your retail income from your retail customer base, and you have performance bonus from the introduction of other retailers into your business. And now you start to build your team. Well, now we've moved on quite a bit, because now you've got more people introduced into your business who themselves are introducing people into their businesses. So now you have 6 business builders in this example. You've still got your customers, and you're still servicing those customers, and you're still receiving your retail profit margin from servicing those customers. But now, because of the business builders that you have introduced into your group, who you are training and who you are motivating, your total turnover has moved up to the top of that performance bonus schedule. And now you're, in this example, for illustration, you're at the 10,000 or the maximum PV level, and therefore are receiving a 21% performance bonus. So if you do all of the calculations on a group that looks like that, you will make a retail profit margin of £60, your performance bonus is £1,800, and your grand total income would be nearly £1,900 in the month, or £22,000 a year. Now that's pretty interesting income, especially as most people who achieve that in the Amway business are still doing so whilst they're working at a full-time job. In other words, this is additional part-time income that they've generated. And this is what I'd like you to get excited about and consider what your life would be like if you were able to generate that sort of additional income in your spare time. And now we move on to that level that I was alluding to right in the beginning of you becoming a business leader, where you have really substantial income and sustainable income too. And in this example that is illustrated here, the business leaders that you have introduced have become, because they're at the top of the bonus schedule, become major elements in the gross turnover of your group. Now, there are some important further rewards that now come into play. For example, when you have introduced a business leader who is at the maximum performance bonus level of 21%, you receive a 4% override commission on their volume each month. Now, 4% may not sound like a whole lot, but that is a really significant payment and is sustainable income. In other words, as long as those people are qualified within your business, you will receive 4% of their personal turnover each month. And this is the basis of some really interesting larger incomes and some interesting qualification levels. You know, we have all sorts of fancy names, so I don't really want to get into the jargon, but in this particular slide you'll notice top right there that it shows that at the diamond level you could be looking at income in excess of £70,000 a year. In fact, I joke with our people in our team, in our network. I say, if you reach that diamond level and you're only making £70,000 a year, you've done something wrong, and I need to talk to you, because I would expect you to do a lot better than that. Now, some of you may right now be thinking, well, this sounds awfully complicated. Well, there's a fair bit to learn, I grant you that, but the whole thing about this Amway business opportunity is that there is help available every step of the way. There is coaching and training, and even better, because everything can be conducted online, there are an enormous number of tools available to us that will help you through not just the initial stages, but also the stages of maintaining growth in your group and managing exactly how your group is developing. Well, that's our preview, and I did say right at the beginning that I would suggest very strongly that you talk further and meet further with the person that invited you to take a look at this, so that you can get some of the detail, because it does take a little while to get your head around all of this. A lot of people feel, you know, it's just too good to be true, and certainly I did when I first saw it, but it all started to fall into place when I looked into more detail. And there are materials out there that'll be lent to you, or we're going to give to you, so that you can study the whole idea further. But what we'd really like you to do right away is to register with Amway, so that, as we say in our jargon, so you get a number, and then you've got access to the Amway websites, because it's then that you can start to see the scale of the business and what help, etc., is available. And you have nothing to lose, so the time is right now, and registration is something that we'd highly recommend to you. And look forward to seeing you at our various meetings and, as we say, on the beaches of the world.